11:42, phone rang, or cell phone rather. Okay. So it all mixed. Mixed. And now it's all solved. And so it mixed up like this kind of pattern. 20 moves, 5, 4, 3. Then color change solved. In other words, one side gets solved. And then you show the whole thing solved. Stephen Brundage, Elizabeth says, have fun with these patterns he's come across. I think what it is that Stephen Brundage came up with these ideas, and Jesus gave Stephen Brundage the ideas to come up with. Alright? All knowledge goes back to God. The math, the arithmetic, how to build the Empire State Building, how to build an ark boat to hold baby dinosaurs and all the animals and bugs and spiders and humans on an ark. Noah's family, that is. All the other people had their chance. And then when the flood came, worldwide flood, the sky bottom fell out under earth, started pouring up water, and they were knocking on the door saying, Noah, let us in, Noah. But Noah couldn't, because when God closes the door, that's it. God gives you a chance and it's too late. They didn't believe it was going to happen till it was too late. Like the rapture. Raptura means taken up. The rapture's going to happen. We don't know the hour, minute, or second, but it'll be faster than you can blink your eye, in a twinkling of an eye. Already the sun is now turned up extra hot. Pastor Mike Astor's message saying all material goes back to God, including the Empire State Building. In other words, magic tricks, all idea concepts of science, illusion of science. All material goes back to God. He created all knowledge. And one missionary said, God knows where the biggest diamond is. He's waiting for mankind to discover it. We've discovered anti-gravity, cloaking, and force shields, force fields, lasers, supposedly time machine, but I don't know. Only God really knows about that, because God would have to trust someone with that, because you could really mess up the timeline. If you watch Back to the Future, you can see how bad you can mess up the timeline. Back to the Future movie with Michael J. Fox and Lloyd something, the guy on Taxi. Anyway, and that lady actor, and Biff and all them. You see, oh, here's the other pattern. I almost forgot it. I'm trying to teach Tommy how to do these patterns. I try to teach him this pattern, but he's having trouble doing the middle part. He's hoping with practice anyway. I'm going to have to learn to solve the Rubik's Cube real slow so people can understand it. because Tommy said, Bill, you're going way too fast. I can't understand anybody tutorial on how to solve the Rubik's Cubing. And it's like I'm going too fast for him and everyone else. So, and I've come across everybody's comments on other YouTube channels. I still can't get my Rubik's Cube worked. And all that. And then some say, wow, I finally did it. That means he understood that guy's YouTube channel. Everybody's style is different. God makes everybody different. My style might not be easy for others, and then some other high-tech way might be easy for another person. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say. I'm rambling on, not paying attention to what I'm doing. If I did something wrong in the mix, what I do? There. Okay, try this again. Even Ryan Penny did the revolving solve or toss-up solve either way. Even his dad, Great Craig Penny, uses it. He's an illusionist too. And here's the other one. The imagination solve. Imagine it's 20 moves away, 5 moves away, 3, 2, 1. And then this, see what's this one? Why I did that one. The toss-up solve or revolving solve in the hand, either way. So you can go like this, or you can go like this. Go as slow as possible and come around like this, and so that it's all like that. One-handed solve. Whoops. Oh no, I gotta put it back because I goofed. Which way is this? Oh boy, I think I done messed it up. See, the thing about these patterns, if you're not paying attention, you might have to end up just solving it. Let's see, where am I on this? See, that would go there, right? That would go, I think, where, okay, that would go there. I think I done messed it up, but that's alright. Seems, oh, wait a minute, I think that's it. In this. There. Yeah, that's it. Can you imagine if I could memorize that maneuver? I'd have my own pattern mix. It'd look like it's mixed, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's solved. Anyway, it's like Stephen Brundage says, learn his ideas and add your own ways of doing it and styles, and come up with your own ideas. It's like The Simple Solution to the Rubik's Cube by James G. Norris. He said you'll find patterns of your own to cut your solving time, and I have. For the middle, the top is where I have my problem going fast. I go slow getting the top. But once I get that done, get a color line, then I can go to middles fast, I can go to corners, I can go to bottom middles fast. But if I could do the top like I do the middles and bottoms, I would be doing fast like everyone else is doing it. In 15 or 14 seconds probably. But my best time in the 1980s is 1 minute and 12 seconds. The top slows me down. I go for the corners. Everybody starts with the cross, and then the middle, and then the bottom corners, and the bottom middles. One other guy, I think he was on That's Incredible even, on the computer mixed Rubik's cubes, I ain't mistaken. Anyway, I start with the corners, and so does he. He's corners, and then the middles, the top middle edges, then the middles, then the corners, and the bottom middles. But I've also learned that if I get the top, and I decide just to solve the corners, then do the middles, and then that, I tend to get even quicker. So that's a good tip for everybody who wants to do that. And I've also noticed it's important to get the top done, because if you don't and you try to do the middle and here, you got some of the parts here that go in here, and when you try to do the corners or the edges, the patterns are not even there, and you can't solve it. But once you go here and get it done, then you can either go in the middle and go to the here and then the middles, or you could go middles, or you could go middles and corners. Yeah, I did that in the bottom. Or you can go get the top, get color line, and then you go for the bottom corners, then go for the bottom middles, and the patterns are still there. But keep in mind that if a piece is in wrong, or two, then if you use with the same color pattern, then those very same corner and edges will have to be taken out and put in right, because all the rest will come out into play, because you can't get it fixed until you put it in right. And if you pick a different color, then it'll be a different corner and a bit different edge, whatever. But the idea, you'd have to take it and put it in right. It's just the way the cube is made mathematically. And in my way of thinking, I think Jesus let Rubiks be born to think about puzzles, 3D puzzles, to solve mathematical equations, so people can get used to the new heaven, us Christians, that it's going to be guarded by angels on all four sides. It's a symbolic thing. And Pastor Cole says that the new heaven's going to come down to new earth. It's the same earth, it's just remodeled. The sun's going to be turned up extra hot. And when you turn the sun up extra hot, when you turn fire up hot, it turns what color? Someone said blue. No, that's more like a gas stove or something. But still, if you heat that up, it'll turn like a yellowish. But if you turn it extra, extra hot, some white, that's right, it'll turn extra white. White, Pastor Walter Cole's message on that. And now we have a white sun now. But in the 70s and 80s, we had a yellow sun. And me and any kid in town and teenager, junior boys and girls and teen boys and girls, even adults, you'd go to the class and you see a picture of a sun or a drawing of a sun or connect the dots of a sun with a house and everything. You take a yellow crayon and color the sun yellow, and then go like this to make it like the bright beams of the yellow light. And the Crayola crayons, they even had the word sun yellow, or yellow sun, or something like that. I think it's yellow sun. Anyway, and then pencils colored it, they have yellow. But now kids today, in the year 2023, 2010, and so forth, and they're going to take a white Crayola crayon, or a white crayon, or white pencil color, and color the sun white. Because now when they look in the sun, it's a bright white light in the sky. That's because it's God's timetable, as Pastor Wilcold says. because the red sun's rays are coming into the earth now. It used to repel in outer space because of the ozone layer that God put around the earth to protect bad stuff from coming into the earth's atmosphere, including the sun's red rays. But now scientists are racking their brains trying to figure out, why is the ozone layer now opening up? And Pastor Will Cole says if they would read their Bibles, they would know what's going on. It's God's timetable. It's all falling into place. God says mankind's going to learn to fly like the birds. Knowledge is going to increase. Children are going to get smarter. We got 3-year-olds solving a Rubik's Cube. Who knows, maybe a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old might learn to solve a Rubik's Cube. I mean, Ryland Petty learned from his dad at 2 years old to do illusion magic tricks. I started at age 5. Matt Franco started at age 3. Copperfield started between 8 and 9 years old. And I forgot when Houdini started, but anyway, you get it, the idea where everybody's getting smarter. Olivia Williams even smarter than I am. Anyway, and so is Eugene and Tony and Bobby and my sister Cheryl and Stacy, and I'm trying to name off all of them. Bobby's children, Thomas and Thomas Marcel, and that's Bobby's oldest son, and then her younger son is Dylan. I'll get it right. No, not Dylan. Devin. I'll get it right. And Copperfield is smart, and so is his children, Audrey and Sky, and I think his name is Dylan, but his name on the internet he calls himself David Copperfield Jr. And he's doing magic tricks. David Blaine does magic tricks. His daughter, I forgot his daughter's name, but she's doing magic tricks. Those are magic tricks. Mark Wilson, then his oldest son Mike Wilson, and his son Greg Wilson. They're still doing magic tricks. Mark Wilson passed away, but they're still keeping the magic going. Harry Blackstone Sr., then Harry Blackstone Jr., and most magicians say when you bring the family into any business, it's a tax write-off. But anyway, I never knew that. But anyway, Gay Blackstone, Harry Blackstone Jr.'s wife, and then their 3 daughters. One of them is now taken over the mantle of her dad, Harry Blackstone Jr. She's doing the dancing handkerchief, I think the vanishing birdcage and all that stuff. Harry Blackstone Sr. made the vanishing birdcage after his son, Harry Blackstone Jr.'s baby crib, and then they turned it into a vanishing birdcage. And Dakota has his one birdcage shaped like a crab cage. And Sandy Bounding Ladder, Levitation, been in a neat way of doing a vanishing birdcage. And Tommy Wonder, they got the secret out there. It's a nice pulley system also. But Harry Blackstone Jr., I used to have that one. It's not exactly a pulley system. It's just a cotton rope that's pretty strong, and the cage collapses like how an umbrella you have a fake canary in there, and I had it rigged so when you move this hand, it would pull this one up just here, or as Harry Blackstone Jr. did it, it would go either up the sleeve or inside the coat, and you'd have a special, like a coat hanger idea thing, so it would lay right there, which was a good idea. He's probably realized that sometimes it hangs down below too far, which I didn't experiment, so I could learn that. So when I did the vanishing birdcage on Pastor Cole's, he said, "Bill, you dropped your birdcage." Huh? Oops. It's hanging on my coat. My a coat. It's like, looks like a sailor coat. It's got sailor buttons on it. And I had another coat too. It was way longer for me too. This is when I was on thin side. And now I put on weight, but I gave the birdcage to Dave Duncan. Well, first I gave it to Matt Galloway, but somehow the rubber on the yellow canary started melting and it smelled terrible, so Matt gave it back to me, and then I said, well, I'll give it to Dave Duncan for his birthday. I gave it to him, and I find it up in the attic, and then later on that garage caught on fire because of a faulty TV that Mr. Drew Duncan didn't know about. It's understandable. It was an old TV. We turn it on. It takes a while to warm up. But now we got LED TVs and all that stuff. And they got other kind that Pastor Coles keeps up with knowledge too. But anyway, also not only knowledge is going to increase, but it says that children will disobey their parents and the law. And there'll be wars and rumors of wars. One world government, cashless society. Do you see how this is all falling into play? Mankind can't hide anywhere. Earthquakes never heard of before, in places never heard of before. And we've been having weird storms lately because it's God's timetable. And things are sinking in the ground, a tree sunken into the water. People keep disappearing in the oceans and in the air, the Bermuda Triangle and other triangles. And I mean, it's all falling into place. Ion warp drive, pulse wave engine, nuclear powered engine, lasers on airplanes and boats. Israel started it, and then everyone else is doing it now. Ronald Reagan Star Wars program. We have warp drive, warp bubble. We have plasma engine, plasma drill, ramjet, scramjet, and who knows whatever kind of jet propulsion that's out there for Skunk Works and other companies, Lockheed Martin and stuff like that. Stealth projects that's slowly being revealed. Donuts on a road. Knowledge is going to increase. Anyway, you get the idea. The mark of the beast. 666. The Antichrist, Lucifer, the devil, and the fallen angels that people think are aliens. We have technology, and God's letting it all fall into place. That knowledge is going to increase. Everything that God, capital G-O-D, has mentioned, Jesus Christ, Lord, Savior, God, says, all this is going to come into play. And now it's coming into play. We don't know the hour, minute, second, millisecond, but he's going to come like a thief in the night. And a time you don't think I'm going to come, he says, he's going to be coming. So he says, keep an eye out, keep alert. Keep your eyes in the sky, keep alert. And after the flood, he put a covenant symbol. He put a rainbow, Roy G. Bibb, all the colors of the rainbow. Even Pastor Coles preached on that. Roy G. Bibb, all the colors of the rainbow. That's a symbol to promise to humankind that he'll never flood the whole earth ever again. And we have a little bit of floods here and there, but not the whole earth ever again. But he is going to turn the sun up extra hot. And right now the sun is now white and tense. It's getting where everything is falling into place. There's no such thing as as climate change. It's God controlling everything because it's his timetable. And even Pastor Mike Astor says that we'll get to see Genesis with our own eyes because we'll see Genesis rebuild. We'll get to see it. And they'll have air filters so we don't run into colds and that's floating in the air. We won't catch no colds. Pastor Mike Astor mentioned the one about all material goes back to God, including the Empire State Building. The guy that built it brick by brick, he didn't make the Empire State Building. God did, because all the material resources go back to God. And God created all things. He spoke it all here. Okay, now we do that. Yesterday I got me a new Rubik's Cube. Got it all mixed. Everybody in our church is impressed I can solve with one hand. John Bassey's oldest son, he enjoyed me doing all that and talking about Stephen Brundage and the history of Rubik's Cube. Jared and everyone else, David Bessonette. I said the book I learned from was James E. Norris. My gym tutor, Mr. Laurie, understood it, made Xerox copy, and it showed me, and it was summertime. So basically I had time to practice it, and my best time was 5 minutes. And I was thinking, well, I don't need to go fast. But then I saw ABCs, that's incredible, where kids solve Rubik's Cube the fastest that's on computered mix. I saw that, then I wanted to go faster. And now everybody in town wants to go faster. And then, this time and age, year 2023, I knew Ronald Rubik's had something up his sleeve, that he probably had new more puzzles for everybody to solve. And I was right. And he brought back I thought of this when he brought back the original Rubik's Cube. And I'm thinking, well, I'm getting some while I can, because I want to make sure I have a lot of them. And I gave some to Bancy and Tommy and all that stuff. Everybody can keep up with it. I gave some to my whole family. I don't think I gave Thomas and Devin yet, but I know I will. I gave Eugene one. I hadn't even had a chance to see his children yet. But I did give them one, each a Rubik's Cube. I had it sent off for Eugene for their Christmas present, plus Eugene Christmas present. Well, they know what I'm talking about. Eugene's children is Raymond Eugene Smith the fourth, Eugene's Raymond Eugene Smith the third, and his dad is Raymond Smith Jr., and his dad is Raymond Smith Sr., and Raymond Smith Jr., my friend, his dad's name is, his wife's name is Becky Smith, and Raymond Smith Jr.'s sister is Katie Smith, but now it's Katie Bell, if I understand right, Katie Bell. My other friend is Tony Culpepper. I don't know his wife's name, but last I know they had a boy. They might have even more children by now. But they were doing some painting and stuff, and the sub-trunk got stolen. So whoever took it, to them it could be stuff to put toys in, or a clothes hamper. Now, I don't even know if they come across that trap door or not. If they do, they might put it together that it's a sub-trunk. But if not, they'll probably wonder, what's this hinge here? Anyway. Shane Quigley, then there's Che Bell, and some others. And there's, I think, also Kenny Bell. Yeah, Kenny Bell, Che Bell. I don't know if there's any relation. There's Angel Cavalicar, Tony Cavalicar, all them. John Teal, and then Robert Teal and John Teal, and all them. John Teal is William Marcel Page's dad. John Teal passed away. I don't know if he was saved or not, but he went to our Church of Good News. I hear someone back. That could be Tommy or it could be Miss Story. Or maybe both. I don't know. Because Tommy and Banty went to go with Miss Story and then come back, and then before that they had to go get some gas and do some other things. They probably went to go to BJ's Gas in Chesapeake.
I'm back.
Okay. That was quick. You beat Tommy and Banshee home. Oh, great. Now I done messed it up now. What did I do? Oh, there it is. Okay. Got 4 checkers. 2 sides done. Then do it again. Make that U switch around. And whoop. Where'd my hat go? No, it's in here somewhere.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright. That's mixed up alright. I hope I did it right. I'm pretty much sure I did it right. I couldn't have made a typo. Okay, no. Okay. I'm doing good. Okay. So it mixed up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shooting star, shooting star. Then you got checkerboard. Hard to line this up right. This is a brand new cube too. I'll try this again. Something on this thing wants to fade out. I don't know why. It ain't supposed to do that. I don't know if it's the atmosphere or what. I mean, this is set to automatic, but it's not manual. I never put everything manual because I don't know how to work manual. Supposedly this thing can go 3,000 times zoom, but right now I can get it up to 90 times zoom. But I don't know how to get it to 3,000 times zoom. I don't know if there's a tutorial on it or what. And see, I'm sitting there talking, I done mixed this up really good. But lucky I know how to solve it. That's one thing about doing patterns, including Stephen Brundage patterns, or any kind of pattern, Henry Harris or Greg Wilson or something Murray, I can't think of his first name. They all have patterns. Even Doug Henning used Daryl's method. And I used to have Daryl's method because Tricky Ricky made his own version homemade. The bus ministry guy, Tricky Ricky, Bob bought me one. Back then I didn't know how to do a pattern to put it back to solve. But Doug Henning made it popular. And then Stephen Brundage brought it back where you can solve it and do any kind of pattern without any rigging of the cube. He brought back the Rubik's Cube magic back from 1970s or 1980s or whenever, 1970s, 1980s. But Doug Henning shows were in the 70s. Not sure if he did any shows in the 80s, but I know Copperfield did. I'm hoping Copperfield will start doing Rubik's Cube magic tricks. Looks like I might have to really solve it right now. That's one thing about any kind of pattern. It's important to know to solve the Rubik's Cube. Even Greg Petty says that. Greg Petty says, it's good to know all these trick pattern moves, but it's important to learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube. Even Stephen Brundage mentioned it. It's important to know how to solve the Rubik's Cube. And Craig Petty even adds that either you might actually mess it up, and you have to solve it to get back to where you were doing the little trick solves, or some kid might not knowingly, accidentally mix it, and you're not prepared, and if you don't know how to solve it, then you have to do something else besides this. So it's important to know how to solve the cube in case a kid plays around with it not knowing that he's not supposed to not mix it, so that it wouldn't matter, and then you just put it back and start with your routine. Well, you get what I'm trying to say. Greg Wilson explains it better. Go to his YouTube, Magic TV channel, and his son is Ryland the Kid Magician. Look up him on YouTube. On British Got Talent and America's Got Talent. Well, you get the idea. Let's see. Magic Orthodoxy. He's got that channel and another channel. I forgot the other channel. Then the Christian Magician. He's a teenager, but he knows how to juggle and do magic tricks and stuff. Okay. Al Hastings, all of them. Hard to count magic. David Joy Duncan at Rope Line and Rope Line 2 YouTube channel. YouTube has now numbers on them because it makes it easier to find everybody's YouTube channel. As Dr. Kevlin, my eye doctor, said, well, it's like a house address. There's more than one, like Bill Page or Bill Green, but if you put a number to it, it would narrow it down like a house address. That's why you solved the mystery. Thanks, Kevlin. Dr. Kevin Kevlin. His son Aiden does magic tricks too. I helped him out. Now everybody's magically inclined. Even the guy Toby and the ladies that work there too. Herb the Magician and Fred Stahl and Bob Schofield. Mr. and Mrs. Lowry. My gym teacher, Mr. Lowry. And Mrs. Jones, I'm glad she knew how to put my arm back, because it came out of the socket when she wanted me to do a pull-up. And then she pushed it back in place, because I was in pain. She said, you're right, you gotta stick to the junior one. But I was telling her that I'm not that strong. Okay. I'll just go ahead and solve it. I'll use orange for the top. Blue. Orange, blue. Oh, I see what's going on. It's there, but in the wrong area. There. Now, the orange, blue should go right here. Okay, now the orange green must be in here. Or it could be up here. There it is. The letter T, Mr. T, and 18, all that. MacGyver, heart to heart. Blue, or there it is. And a bowl of kidney beans. Bowl of cauliflower. medium-sized banana. Okay. But Kool-Aid squirt thing, blue color. It must be red because I went like that. It's not. The picture is blue, but maybe it's fruit punch. I don't know because it's red one. Anyway. See, this goes. Where's the green? Oh, I see. They're both on opposite end. In the middle, yeah. Oh, no problem. See, I'm doing the pattern that she just helped me find a way to cut myself more time. That's right. That's right. Okay, I didn't have to do that part. Okay, there. Oops, wrong way. I forgot to look in the back, so I wouldn't have to do that. Oh, it's this one. This is from the audio solution. Anyway, get back to what I was doing. And mix it up. Good all mixed. And if I wanted to, I could do checkerboard. Make it really mixed up. Although I didn't remember where I'm at, so I might mix it more. I'll find out.